I know that there's this critical moment when Kenyans are discussing a lot of politics. People are jumping on top of the vehicle. There is no economic model on top of a vehicle. And there's no solution you can solve in a rally. In fact, they go just by noises. They shout 2 term, they shout 1 term. Those are personal terms. For us, we say Kenya token. For us, we say jobs for all Kenyans. And if somebody must go so that people can get this job, then must go, has to go, is going, in Jesus' name, has to go. And if somebody has to solve this problem, they must be the one looking at Psalm 121. Don't look at State House, look at the mountain.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, guys, for your great support. Now, fellow Kenyans, in this video, I want us to talk about there is an issue, not an issue really, but there is something that Professor Ogola, together with his team, were trying to address here. When I was listening to them, when I was listening to Professor Ogola talking, it's like, this country need. I believe that this country needs visionary leaders. This country needs people who really understands the pain that citizens are going through and can come across and help. Because you find most of the time you find out that people just talk, but they don't really see the need. They don't even bother about what others are feeling like or what others are going through. So Professor Ogola, together with his team, introduced something known as token in this country, or under blockchain. That is on 29th and 30th. And of course, I've heard him talking, and according to me, I really think that this is something that Kenyans should also listen to, because these politicians, these our leaders, some of these leaders, they just speak without even giving us reasons why they need our help, or maybe they need our votes. It's like a buying and selling thing, we employed these people, but it's like they're the ones that are employed us, because the things they do, the things they say are not worthy. That is even the president himself. The things that he says, you even ask yourself, is this really the president? So Professor Ogola is the presidential candidate. He's also eyeing to become the president of the Republic of Kenya through the LDP party. I think for those who watched, we've had several interviews with him. But in this case, they had a press briefing at Queer University, and I want you to listen to what he was saying, and then after that, you'll also tell me what you think after listening to him. Do you think that that idea that he's selling is worth buying? And if it's worth buying, how much or how can it cost Kenyans to buy it? Just listen to this, and then you also tell me what you think at the comment section.
Fred Ogola. I'm a Deputy Vice Chancellor at Uzima University. I'm the founder, convener, Africa Digital Asset Summit, and also the person behind the Kenya token. When you go to Psalm 121, they ask, where is our help? And the answer is, our help is in the name of the Lord who created the heaven and earth. Which means we came with nothing here. Actually, we are actually products of God himself. So the only thing is we are giving what we got. Some of us here are very talented, intellectually talented, with so many talents. But this talent, God is asking, what's the return on talent? And now this talent is being called token. This talent turns to a Kenya token, where everybody comes with what they have, we put it together, then solve all problems that Kenyans have. It became very clear to us that the Kenyan problem is economic. The Kenyan problem is not political, because we are in the third liberation. The third liberation is economic, where we should have food security, we should have health security, we should have education for everybody, without leaving anyone behind. So Kenya token will pick the weakest, the lowest, the poor, and bring them to participate in the economy. As Archbishop Hubertus Van Meegen said it very well, that everybody needs to participate in the economy. There are some people who are just fans in the economy, but the real players are very few. The Kenyan economy, 98% of Kenyans fight for 2% of the Kenyan revenue, leaving only 2% who enjoys 98% of the Kenyan revenue. So can we make the reverse happen? And can we make everybody participate equally? Nobody deserves more than any other person. So this is what the Kenyan token is all about. How can everybody participate in the Kenyan economy to be visible, even Africa as a whole? And that's why the Kenyan token is about bringing to birth the golden age of Africa and the new era for Kenya, where everybody can have a job or at least have a luxury of being in a job or not. Because some people decide not to work, but they do so out of volition. But here, everybody is looking for work. If the Kenyan token can deliver jobs to every Kenyan, then all other dreams are valid. But before everyone can have a job, then there is no dream at all that you can have if you don't have that opportunity. So it's about creating opportunities for people that can go forward. I know that there's this critical moment when Kenyans are discussing a lot of politics. People are jumping on top of the vehicle. There is no economic model on top of a vehicle. And there is no solution you can solve in a rally. In fact, they go just by noises. They shout 2 term, they shout 1 term. Those are personal terms. For us, we say Kenya token. For us, we say jobs for all Kenyans. And if somebody must go so that people can get this job, then must go, has to go, is going, in Jesus' name, has to go. And if somebody has to solve this problem, they must be the one looking at Psalm 121. Don't look at State House, look at the mountain. And there God says, your help is in the name of the Lord who created the heavens and the earth. Poverty is not God-made. Poverty is man-made. And God is saying, with the Kenya token, this becomes the end of it. And I want to urge all Kenyans to come and support this Kenya token. I would like Kenyans to become tokenators. Tokenate your economy. No one should solve their problem. Where in the bank, the rich and the poor meet, then the poor gives their money, then the rich takes the money and then controls the poor. We want to decentralize the finance. We want to democratize our economy so that everybody feels they participate, and that's what I call the third liberation. And if at all you want to know, we are at Kenya Token following how Jesus preached the gospel, whereby there was no manifesto, there was manifestation. We do not want manifesto, we want manifestation. Jesus told you that you've heard the lame is walking, the blind can see. Those were not manifestos, they were manifestation. He told the disciples of John, go and tell them that the miracle is happening. The cripple is walking. We don't want press statements to say, I'm going to serve the poor. We want to see the poor get out of poverty. We want to see the cripple walking. We want to see the blind seeing. We want to see people who could not be seen in economy participating. And that's why we talk about evolve as our economic ideology, which is a manifestation for economic liberation for this country. And should we do that by offering 100,000 jobs in technology nationally and 100,000 jobs per county, all Kenyans will have something to put on their table for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner, to go to school and go to hospital. If that happens, then there is no need of an election. Then I will be president by being president. I do not have to try to be president. You either do or you don't. So I will be president by being president. Because who is a president? A president is that person who ensures there are no potholes on the road, who ensures education is working, who ensures healthcare is working. But if you're a president that you are the only one who has a road, the rest have roads to nowhere, then you're not a president. You cannot be a husband and kids can't go to school and can't eat. A husband has a function. A head of state has to have a head that is working for its own economy, not for their stomach, because head's supposed to work for people, not for one stomach. So what I'm trying to say is we will transform this country, whether they like it or not. We do not need we don't need their permission to do the right thing, because they have not asked our permission to do the wrong thing. Because I think those who are doing the wrong thing is the one who needs to ask for permission. For us, we have no apology to make. We have no permission to ask, because what we are doing is constitutional, it's also biblical, and Nuncio gave the spiritual capital, which was the most difficult capital to give, inspired by the Lex Sister of Pope Leo XIV, which was initiated by Pope Francis, standing on those feet of giants, on these grounds of the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. With all blessings here, I am sure that the journey to take Kenya to the next level, to third liberation, has begun, and that it will finally be fulfilled in our eyes as we watch. God bless you, and God bless Kenya.